Hello infants, today I thought as a Friday treat we could try and make some pancakes. Now I've got everything that we need behind me here, but first things first, we're all going to go and wash our hands, make sure they're nice and clean, and make sure that your hair is back off your face, and we'll come back once we're ready to do that. So here I have measured out everything that I'm needing. So here I have 135 grams of plain flour. I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt just in at the edge there. Then I have 2 tablespoons of caster sugar here. I've got 130 mils of milk. We've used oat milk because we don't actually have any normal milk in the house. We have 1 egg, and then lastly I have used 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I've measured everything out, and I will leave that at the bottom so that you've got a clear set of instructions of what you need. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take the flour and pop that into the sieve. So I've just put a sieve on top of a bowl, just any old bowl that you've got at home. The baking powder and the salt, pop that on top, and the sugar. We're just going to sieve that through to make sure that there's no lumps. Just make sure that goes all the way through. Now you can do that by battering it off of your hand or the edge of the bowl. I find it easier to do it with my hand. And just till all of that's through and there's no lumps. You might find there's a couple of little lumps on top, but that's fine, just leave them to the side. Then what you're going to do is just put that to the side for the moment and take your milk, so that's 130 mils of milk. You're going to add in your olive oil, just put that in on top, and your egg. Now I like to crack an egg into another bowl first, just to make sure that there's no shell in it. Let's do that first. And that one's good, there's no shell. You're just going to put that straight in to that mixture. So you should now have a dry mixture and a wet mixture. You're just going to take a fork, beat that together. Once it looks like it's all mixed together and you can't see any of the yolks separately from the rest, you're going to pour that into the dry mixture. Okay? From there, take a whisk. If you don't have a whisk, you can just use a fork, it doesn't really matter. And you're just going to whisk that all together to try and get as many lumps out of it as possible. Now don't worry if you do get some lumps, because when it goes into the frying pan, they will all kind of smooth out anyway, so don't worry about that. So just make sure you get all of the stuff from the side, and you should end up with quite a smooth mixture that looks like that. Okay, so I have now tidied up all of my mess that I created before. I've got my bowl of my mixture, got just a plate, spatula, got my olive oil, kitchen roll, and I've got just a little jug of water, and I'll tell you what that's for in just a moment. So the first thing you're going to do, and you have to ask an adult for help here. You might have some older brothers or sisters at home that could help you, but always make sure you get some help for doing this first. And what we're going to do is turn on gas. So as you can see, might not be able to see because of the sunlight, we've got our flame, put our frying pan on top, and from there what you're going to do is take a little bit of kitchen roll. Now I would say your adult should be doing this, okay? Maybe this is not something quite safe for you. Fold it all up so that you've got what looks like a little kind of flat cloth. Take some of your oil. Now you can use butter for this. I normally find butter works better, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to use oil. Going to put a small part on top. That's a wee bit more than what I intended. And you're just going to rub that on top to give the frying pan a thin coating. Now, this is now where the water comes in. Now this is a trick that my gran taught me. So this one is a really old trick. Is take a little bit of water, and if you can throw it in and the water dances around, then it's ready. So as you can see, it's not quite ready yet because the water that goes in isn't dancing around just yet. Left it for a couple of moments, and let's test if the frying pan is ready. Now do you see the water dancing around? That means it's ready. Now, one piece of advice for when you are making pancakes, the first one never turns out right. That is again another trick that I learned from my gran. So you're just going to pop some on, make sure that it's not too much. You can flatten it out a little bit with your spatula. Trying to make sure it's as even as possible. Now, how you'll know a pancake is ready is when you start to see all these little bubbles. So if the bubbles start to appear at the front, round the edges first, you can take your spatula round the edges to make sure it doesn't burn, but you want to make sure that most of it has these bubbles. When you think it's ready, flip your spatula underneath and flip. Now when you start to see it rise again, that's when you'll know that it's ready. But once you've flipped a pancake and it's on the other side, when it starts to move, nice and easy, it's more than likely ready, and you can flip it, see that it's not ready, and you can flip a pancake back again to just get it a little bit more brown. Okay, and this one should be ready. I'm sorry we had to pause the video. My photographer had to sneeze, so we had to make sure that that wasn't on camera. So now what we're going to do is take the same kitchen roll again, make sure that we're putting a little bit more oil. So this is the thing with oils, you need to keep putting more on the kitchen roll, but if you use butter, you don't have to do that. It's normally, there should be enough on the kitchen roll to keep you going. Now again, you're just going to pop some on, try and make it as even as possible. So it doesn't matter when you first do it because you can spread it out using your spatula, and that's how you can make it whatever size you would want and however thick you would want. So you can make thick, fluffy, like American pancakes, or you can make them quite flat. So again, we're watching for these bubbles. And when we start to see our bubbles around the outside, that's when you can take your spatula around to make sure it doesn't burn or stick. So we're just going to wait for more bubbles in this section here. Now you can see how hot this frying pan is. So again, that's why you should be having an adult to do this section. Okay, so we're getting some more bubbles. Okay, let's see, because there's some bubbles and I don't want this side to burn, so we're going to try and flip it here. Oh, that one's a wee bit burnt, but that's okay. It'll still taste just as good. Okay, so when it starts to move, that's when we know it's starting to get a wee bit more ready. And again, you can flip it to check. So not quite ready yet, we can flip it back again. And try and keep your pancake in the centre to try and make sure that it's round the flame. Okay, a couple more seconds. Now what you're going to do is just keep doing this for the rest of your batter, and I will show you all of mine when they're finished. Good luck, and I want to see your finished creations. So here are my finished pancakes. I started making them a little bit bigger near the end just so that I used up the batter a little bit quicker. But here they are, and let me see your finished pancakes. I'm about to go and eat mine with some bananas and syrup. Enjoy, everyone!